Welcome to the deep dive. TikTok has really changed quite a bit. It's definitely not just about dances anymore, is it? Now it feels like these compelling narratives, the voiceovers, that's what really grabs your
Oh,
attention.
absolutely.
And look, if you're serious about, making an impact there, mastering voiceovers seems like, well, it's kind of a secret weapon for growth. And speaking of growth and boosting your online presence, if you are looking to get more reach across all your socials, not just TikTok, a great place to check out is rapidboost.net. They can really help give your profiles that extra push.
Yeah, that's a good point. And we've actually looked into some fascinating stuff that just highlights how crucial voiceovers have become for making content that really sticks. So our mission today really is to pull out the most effective strategies, spark some creative ideas for how you can use voiceovers, and hopefully help you make TikToks that don't just get views, but have that viral potential.
Okay, so the whole game has changed. But why? Why are voiceovers suddenly such a huge deal on TikTok? What's actually shifted?
It's really interesting when you look back. Early TikTok, it was all about visual trends, right? Things you can easily copy, like lip syncing. But the platform grew up, and so did what people expect from it. Now people are looking for more context, maybe a bit more understanding, or just frankly a better story. And voiceovers, they slot in perfectly. They add that missing layer, turning these short little visual clips into something richer, more engaging.
Right. It feels like we've gone from just watching something cool to wanting, I don't know, a connection, a reason to stick around. Is there something like psychological going on about how our brains latch onto voiceovers?
Oh, definitely. Think about it. We're hardwired for stories, aren't we?
Yeah.
A good voiceover basically weaves that story thread through whatever you're watching. Actually, there was a HubSpot study that found videos with a narrative hook keep people watching like 60% longer.
60%. Wow.
Yeah, it's because our brains just pay attention to stories. They create that sense of what happens next
Yeah.
that purely visual stuff sometimes struggles with, especially when everyone's scrolling so fast.
60% is massive. That
Yeah.
really drives it home. Can you think of a creator who's really used voiceovers to build a huge audience?
Cooking with Shireen pops into my head straight away. Her recipe videos are huge, right? And a massive part of that is her voiceovers. They're so enthusiastic, so clear. She breaks down cooking stuff that could seem really complicated, makes it feel easy, even fun. Her narration, that energy,
Hmm.
it's a huge reason people follow her. It's not just the food, it's her guiding you.
Okay, so we get the why. It makes sense. Now let's dive into the how. What are some of the top ways creators are using voiceovers on TikTok to actually stand out?
Well, one of the biggest ones, and maybe the most relatable, is story time and personal anecdotes.
Mm.
It just taps into that basic human need for connection.
The "you won't believe what happened to me" videos. Yeah, I get totally sucked into those. What makes them work so well?
It's that authenticity, isn't it? In this world that feels so polished sometimes. Hearing a real story, even if it's awkward or funny, it feels genuine. It makes you feel like you can relate. When someone shares a real anecdote in their voiceover, it kind of creates this instant bond, like you're just catching up with a friend.
So how do you do it right? What makes a good storytime voiceover?
Okay, first off, the hook. It's got to be strong right at the start. Like grab them in the first couple of seconds, maybe start with a question or like hint at something unexpected instead of just, I went shopping, try the most awkward thing just happened to me in the checkout line?
Yeah, pique their curiosity.
Exactly. And then this is key. Let your voice match the story's feeling. If it's funny, laugh. If it's serious, let your tone show that. Varying how you sound keeps people listening.
Hook and heart. Got it. Any particular creators who nail this?
Oh, yeah. Someone like Hey It's Maggie, she often shares funny, relatable stories about dating, just everyday stuff. Her voiceover style is so conversational, so engaging. You feel like you're just listening to a friend.
Okay, so relatable stories, definitely powerful. What's another big voiceover style people are using effectively?
Another really popular area is educational and did you know? Nuggets. TikTok's kind of sneakily become a place for quick learning bites.
Snackable learning. Right, I've heard that. But how do you make learning, well, not boring, when people are just scrolling for fun?
Yeah, that's the trick. Keep it short, sharp, and inject you into it. Your personality. It's like you're explaining something interesting but informally. Like sharing a cool fact with a mate, not giving a lecture.
So informative, but still personal. How do you actually balance that?
Maybe focus on just one key thing per video. Don't try to cram too much in. And crucially, make it personal. Why do you think this is cool?
Yeah.
How does it connect to your life? That makes it feel less like just facts and more relevant.
Right, adds that human touch. Who's doing this well in the education space?
Um, at Finance with Sharon is a great example. She breaks down finance stuff, credit scores, investing things that can feel really intimidating. But she does it in these short, easy videos with a really clear, friendly voiceover. Makes it all feel much less scary. More empowering, actually.
Okay, storytelling, education. What else? What other voiceover styles are really cutting through?
Parody and character voices are huge for humor and just pure creativity. A really good character voice or a clever parody, that can make something instantly entertaining, super shareable. It's all about making people laugh.
Yeah, humor definitely gets shared fast. How do you pull off a good parody voiceover, though?
Often it's about picking characters or maybe stereotypes that your audience already knows. Recognizable accents, catchphrases, used smartly, of course. And then you just got to commit.
Okay.
Fully lean into it. The more you go for it with the voice, the mannerisms, the funnier it usually is. If you hesitate, it kind of kills the vibe.
Commitment is key in comedy for sure. Any standout examples of this?
Think about Nick Kyo, your Korean dad.
Right.
His voiceover, that soothing, slightly quirky, comforting dad voice. It's so distinct. It perfectly matches the whole persona. It's not just the voice, it's how he uses it to give that gentle, often funny advice. People love it.
Your Korean dad, perfect example of the voice being the brand. Okay, what's next on the list of effective voiceover types?
Next up, conversational reactions. You know how trends and news and memes just fly around TikTok?
Uh-huh.
Reacting to them with a voiceover lets you jump into that conversation, add your own spin, and stay relevant.
So it's more than just showing your face reacting, it's actually voicing your take on it. How do you make those reaction voiceovers pop?
The main thing is adding something new. Your unique point of view. Don't just describe what you're seeing. Give your analysis, your funny take, maybe just your genuine shock. And timing matters. Use your voice pauses, sighs, maybe a change in tone to mimic how a real conversation flows. Emphasize your reactions naturally.
Add your own flavor, got it. Any good examples of these reaction voiceovers?
Actress Salim does this really well. She often uses this super deadpan, witty voiceover to react to fashion trends. Sometimes fashion fails. That dry delivery just adds this layer of humor that her audience really connects with.
Deadpan works wonders. Okay, and the last key style from our research.
That would be ASMR and whispered narration. Now, it might not be for everyone, but ASMR is a pretty big deal on TikTok. Those really gentle, often whispered voiceovers, focusing on sounds, textures, they can create this very calming, immersive vibe for viewers.
ASMR on TikTok.
Yeah.
It's amazing how varied the platform is. How do you actually create a good ASMR voiceover?
Okay, audio quality is like #1. It has to be good. Any background noise just ruins it.
Right.
Getting even a basic mic makes a huge difference. And then focus on describing sensory details. Don't just say rustling paper. Say like the soft, delicate crinkle of old paper. The more vivid you are with your voice about the sounds and feelings, the better the ASMR works.
So it's about crafting that whole sound world. Any creators doing ASMR well on TikTok?
At Azure Magic comes to mind.
Yeah.
They've built a big following pairing really relaxing visuals with these super gentle, detailed, whispered guides. The combo of sight and sound is key for them.
Okay, wow, that's a great range of styles. Now, stepping back a bit, what are the sort of overarching best practices for making voiceovers that might actually go viral?
I think one of the most important things is finding your own, signature style.
Yeah.
Your voice print. Experiment with how you inflect, your pacing, maybe even little catchphrases you use. When you're consistent, people start to recognize you, connect with your content more easily.
Find your vocal fingerprint. Makes sense. What about actually writing it? Full script, or just wing it?
It's interesting, a lot of successful creators seem to prefer working from a loose outline instead of a rigid script. It gives you structure, but leaves room for things to happen naturally. Those little off-the-cuff moments or genuine reactions, they often land really well. It's a balance.
Yeah, you don't want it sounding robotic. What about the rhythm, the flow, pacing, pauses? Any tips there?
Pacing is so important on TikTok. Everything moves fast, so shorter sentences are usually better, easier to digest. And use pauses strategically. A little beat before you drop some key info or a punchline. That builds things up, emphasizes the point, gives people a sec to catch up.
Timing again. And the tech side. Sound quality, editing. How crucial is that?
Oh, absolute crucial. You could have the best idea ever, but if the audio's bad, forget it. Muffled sound, background noise, it's a killer. But the good news is there are tons of tools. Even free software like Audacity can help clean up audio. And TikTok's own editor has sound tools too. And here's a big one. Subtitles. You have to use them. Studies show something like, what, 85% of people watch with the sound off?
85%. Wow, that's huge. And a really important point about accessibility, too. Okay, so how can we weave these voiceover techniques into the kinds of videos that already do well on TikTok?
Yeah, there's some smart ways to layer them in, like take challenges or memes. You can use a voiceover to narrate what you're thinking while you try the challenge, right? Or add funny commentary over a meme, or share some unexpected result. Just adds another layer to something trendy.
Right, take something familiar, add your voice. What about those satisfying before and after videos, the transformations?
Voiceovers can build amazing suspense there. You could say things like, I honestly didn't think this would work, or wait till you see this. Creates that anticipation
Yeah.
before the reveal. The voiceover guides you through it and makes a change feel even bigger.
Ooh, the power of the tease. Nice. And listicles, or those rant videos people do.
Voiceovers are perfect for keeping the energy up there. For rants, maybe talk a bit faster, sound more passionate. For listicles, keep it clear, punchy for each point. Using countdowns in your voice or just quick transitions keeps people locked in.
Yeah, the voiceover really drives the pace. And what about the behind the scenes or day in my life vlogs?
Voiceovers can make those feel way more intimate. Explain why you're doing something, narrate your thought process, share something funny that happened off camera. It lets people feel like they know you better, builds that community feel.
Okay, strategies, best practices. This is great. Let's make it super practical now. If someone wants to start using voiceover seriously, what's a simple step-by-step?
Okay, first, know your goal. What's this video for? Education. Laughs. What message or feeling are you aiming for? Then, pick your visuals. Make sure they match your message. Next, don't write a whole script. Just jot down an outline. Key points you want to hit. Keeps it flexible.
Goal, visuals, outline. Got it. What's next?
Record a few takes. Play around with your tone, your speed. You might be surprised which one sounds best. Then, edit ruthlessly. Cut out fluff, long pauses, keep it tight, keep it moving, and absolutely add subtitles. Non-negotiable for accessibility and those sound-off viewers. Maybe end with a question. Get people talking in the comments. And hey, maybe even reply to comments with another voiceover video. Keep the conversation going.
That's a really clear roadmap. What about tools? Any specific gear or apps people should look at?
For sound, honestly, even a cheap lav mic, the kind that clips on your shirt, is way better than just your phone mic. If you want to step it up, a USB condenser mic is a good investment. Editing-wise, we mentioned Audacity, great free option for audio. On your phone, apps like CapCut or InShot are super popular, easy to use. They'll let you add music, sound effects too,
Yeah.
which you can also find in TikTok's library or look for royalty-free options online.
So lots of accessible options. Okay, crucial question. How do you know if it's actually working? How do you tell if your voiceover is any good?
Right. You got to look at your analytics. That's key.
Hmm.
Check your watch time, your completion rate. Are people dropping off right at the beginning? Maybe your hook needs work, or maybe the pacing is off later on. Try A/B testing different opening lines, maybe different voice styles. See what your audience responds to. The data tells a story.
Learn from the data. Keep refining. Makes sense. Okay, finally, can you give us a few more quick examples? Creators who really boosted their TikTok with unique voiceovers?
Yeah, definitely. Think about At the Jar Guy. His first videos were just opening jars.
Right.
But then he started adding these super upbeat motivational voiceovers, like, if you could beat this jar, you could beat anything today. That weird combo of practical hack and positive pep talk,
Yeah.
it just took off, led to brand deals.
That's amazing, finding that unique angle. Another one.
How about at Gina Spilsty? Her reactions to reality TV are funny anyway.
Yeah.
There's the over-the-top British accents, the super dramatic delivery in her voiceovers.
Yeah.
That's her signature. That distinct vocal style, it's built her a huge following, tons of collabs. It's all about that memorable persona.
Again, that instantly recognizable voice. One more.
Okay, at Jargary Science. Explains really complex science stuff, but uses this kind of engaging, almost sing-song voice. So it makes learning about like quantum physics actually feel fun, approachable. His voice turns these micro lessons into viral hits. Huge growth from that unique delivery.
Those examples really hit home how powerful a distinctive voice can be, elevating almost any kind of content.
Okay, so as we kind of wrap up this deep dive on TikTok voiceovers, what's the main thing people should take away?
I think the core message is simply this. On TikTok, where everything moves so fast, having a voiceover that's creative, that feels authentic, and that's done well, it's an incredibly powerful way to make your stuff stand out. It helps you connect deeper with people. And yeah, it definitely boosts your chances of going viral.
And it's so clear it's not just for one type of video. Storytelling, teaching, comedy, even ASMR, The right voiceover really can elevate anything.
Exactly. So the encouragement for everyone listening is just start playing around with it. Try
Yeah.
different styles, different techniques. Don't be scared to experiment and see what clicks with your voice and who you're trying to reach. So here's something to think about. What's the unique perspective, the unique sound that only you can bring to your TikToks? How could using your voice transform your videos, really connect with people? And just remember, trying things out consistently, being willing to experiment, that's how you unlock that potential. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.